Welcome to the Sunshine Coast BNI podcast. My name is Tony Cross, and I'm here as a member of BNI Business Sunrise chapter here on the coast with my business, Drive Connect Car Brokers and Finance. Today, however, I'm the host of Sunny Coast's very own BNI podcast, and I would like to welcome along Fiona Read from We Do Property, who is joining us today for episode number 4 and talk about her BNI experience as we give you some insights into the BNI world and how it has helped her business grow. Welcome, Fiona, to the podcast. Great having you along.
Thanks so much, Tony. It's a privilege to be part of this podcast for Sunshine Coast.
Right. So give us a bit of an overview. Tell us a bit about We Do Property.
Okay, We Do Property is a boutique female real estate sales and property management real estate agency. We are based in Budroom. Just actually moved into our fresh new office there, Tony, so you have to come and visit us. We provide, I suppose, an end-to-end, what we like to call a concierge service for all our clients. So really people focused. It's not just about getting the listing. It's really about supporting that journey from pre-sale, during and then post. And that's, I suppose, where a lot of my BNI network comes into play. So that's who we are and what we do.
And how long have you been at We Do Property?
I started there in April this year, post working in a different real estate agency for a couple of years. But my background is actually in social work, so I do believe that's a big point of difference. I've worked in the sector working alongside vulnerable people for over 20 years, and I have bought and sold properties over my journey the last 30 years, and I've seen the best and the best, and most likely say not so best across that time. So yeah, I really feel that customer-centric, relationship-driven approach is really what people are looking for. So that's kind of, I like to sort of stay in my lane, and that's how I like to work alongside people. And, selling someone's property is not something you do and take advantage of. It's a pretty big privilege and a big part of someone's life, which can be very stressful at times and emotional. So, yeah.
I think that's a good way to approach it because, you guys are expanding and getting busier and busier all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We've now got, I think, nearly 100 rental properties. Tanya actually is part of BNI as well, and that's actually, I suppose, one of the beautiful things about BNI is we connected so well that I actually started to form a really professional and personal relationship, and now I'm working alongside her, so that just strengthens our BNI alliance even more. We've been referring to and fro from each other from the beginning. So now she's been operating We Do Property for just over 2 years, and she's kicked all those goals of setting up an office and building a team. We are now a team of 4, so 2 property managers, 1 sales agent, and obviously Tony the principal. But we are, I suppose, wanting to stay boutique. We probably don't want to grow past, at this stage, 6 sort of staff members. We still want to always have our finger on the pulse and really stay grounded in what we do, and not treat our clients like numbers, but people. I think that's, again, what we do differently. So, yeah, it's very exciting times.
Yeah, good point of difference. So speaking of BNI, how were you introduced to BNI and what made you decide to join?
I've had several friends personally that have been part of BNI. I originally was in Sydney, so I got to see firsthand the success, and not just, again, professionally, but personally. And as a real estate agent, I shine, I suppose my credibility shines when I go above and beyond. So the fact that I have trusted relationships in BNI, I can literally know that I can give them a call, put the referral in the app, and they're going to turn up, do what they say they're going to do, charge them the right service, and also keep me in the loop. So it just, it gives me that extra 5-star service, which I'm really lucky about. And as you know, giving work to other people that are also wanting to succeed in their business is something that's really humbling. So I actually now wake up week to week and I have people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, Fee, have you got anyone that can help with curtains, or have you got anyone that can rent a car, or help me with my next travel plans?" So it's just really good to sort of be looked at as, I suppose, a leader in that edge, and knowing that people really can reach out and know that that I have, I suppose, a library of resources to offer people.
Yeah. How long have you been in BNI for?
I've been in BNI now. I suppose I was the founding member for BNI Alliance. So worked alongside Leanne building the chapter for, I think, nearly a period of, 10 or 11 months. But we've been launched since May last year. So, we are doing really well. We've got a pretty tight, small group. We have a lunchtime meeting, which is a little bit different from other meetings. So we primarily do have a female-centric sort of, I suppose, membership. But we do have men as well, of course. But that just really fits into the pick up and drop off school times for people. So so I've been there, and I've probably received, I think within the year I received 3 referrals through BNI to sell people's homes, and I think that's a massive standout. I'm not holding a seat that you flow referrals to and from really quickly. We offer a pretty personalised product which requires high trust. So I think being able to have sold properties through those BNI members successfully and see that firsthand, I think that's really what's also helping to drive success of my journey in BNI, but also the journey of people around me.
Yeah, that's great. So is there any other things within BNI in your chapter or even cross chapter that has influenced your approach to networking? Is there any other insights you can give us in that department?
Yeah, I think, as you know, there's one person in each group chapter, and, quite often you might not be able to fill that category in your group. So, or you might just not have that connection, and that's just life, right? You're not going to be friends with everyone. So I think, making time to reach out to other chapters and find out how they work, or it could just be that you might know a client might prefer that personality approach a bit better, or the style of working. So I think, being able to see other BNIs, it helps us because we're, as I said, I suppose we're still toddlers in our journey in BNI Alliance. So learning from others and getting better ideas around how we can do education or maybe cross-collaboration sort of events with other BNIs. I think trying to see us more as a collective group rather than sort of a different team. We're all one team, one big family. I think that's what's been really, really lovely to see. And having more time now that our chapter's launched, I've had more time to really, I suppose, consolidate and build those relationships, which has been great.
Yeah, that's good. And how do you mentioned that you've had 3 referrals from BNI. So what other sort of things do you look at measuring your success with your participation in BNI? Is it cross-chapter referrals?
I don't like to boast, but I'm pretty humble and proud that I'm number 20 in the whole of Australia, I think. Avi attended our meeting last Friday, and I didn't actually realise there was nearly 7,000 members in BNI Australia now. So I suppose being part of BNI for less than, I think, 2 years, I'm pretty chuffed that I've been able to, I suppose, be a leader. And really, I suppose BNI has proven it's got a very firm structure, and if you keep to that structure and process, it not only works for you but works for others. So I think profitability for me will keep climbing because of that, the credibility and visibility that I've built along the way. I think it's really important when you're part of BNI. It's not just about turning up, and it's about turning up, but also being active and really out there and trying to find when people are complaining or whinging or whining about something or celebrating. There's always a point of a referral that you can make. But I do believe that's my community development background, health promotion background in me. Find it very easy to talk to people. Surprisingly, that also suits well in sales, real estate. So I don't have trouble, needing that one referral a week. Sometimes people might say that they don't know anyone, but you can always know a neighbour or work colleague and just tune into what they might need, and you'll be able to solve a problem that they're having, or someone that they know that's having a problem. So yeah,
definitely. Look, congratulations on being in the top 20. I think there's about 215 members on the coast now, so even on the Sunshine Coast that'd be a good achievement, let alone Australia wide. So well done. I know you put a lot of effort in.
You're not far from me, Tony.
I don't know about 20. Don't know about being in the top 20, but anyway, we'll see. Podcast might get me more votes or something.
Obviously, going back to the sales, I had 2 members that I sold their houses for. So, really stressful when you're actually, you actually as a sales agent are selling someone in your group that can make or break your time in that chapter. So for me, I've had those 2 successful sales. The market has changed. It's a lot harder, and I think it's really great because it'll really, I shouldn't say this, but it will weed out the agents that aren't on their feet and wanting to adapt and work that hard, and do the best for the clients. So,
100%. Two good referrals and 2 happy customers out of your own chapter selling real estate. That's it's a real feather in your cap. Congratulations. So how has your journey, your business's journey evolved since joining BNI, and what role has the network played in that?
I mean, the network's been huge in the sense that, you know, we just launched our office, and we couldn't have done that without our BNI referrals and relationships, from, you know, even fitting out, like Joe, our curtain blind person's fit out our blinds. We've got electricians, trades. But yeah, I think, you know, having a clear BNI also makes you have time. You're not always in your business, you need to be on your business. And I think that's what BNI provides, is that 3-hour space a week where you can actually connect with like-minded businesses, and really, you know, brainstorm and, you know, share the highs and the lows. I think that's what's really helped us, you know, gain in terms of the business growth, but also in terms of reputation out there. So, that's pretty much what I can say about that.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And so what advice would you give to a new BNI members to make the most out of their membership and journey in BNI?
Well, I think really, you know, make sure you do training. You know, doing a gains profile, it's like having a CV or an elevator pitch. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing and what your purpose is, and, you know, test that on others. Like, I love having my one-to-ones. I send them my gains profile beforehand, and then that way people already have, like, you know, you can sort of see what their interests might be, so you can have a conversation about that. You kind of already feel warmed up, and get to know them, but also they might also help you to really dwell down. I think this is where I've learned, is dwell down is what's your ideal referral and what's not your ideal referral. So being clear on that and what your message is, because quite often the meetings are really quite time restricted. So you really need to be on point with who's your ideal referral for that week, and it can really help other members know what you do. And by providing a personal case study or success story, that's really what people remember in what you do. So if you can do that, it's a bit less boring, you know, for people to sort of hear. But yeah, one-to-ones are fabulous. Maybe even also reaching out and looking at power groups. So really trying to work out who your contact sphere is and what might be missing and how you might be able to leverage off that. But for me, I mean, I might sound a bit altruistic, but my most important thing is looking at the app and knowing that I've given more than what I've received. So for me, I like to be receiving 50% less than what I'm giving. So, and I think if you can work like that, that's what not only helps other people, but it's that karma. It's that, you know, it'll come back to you at some point. And the feeling of giving is just, really, really great. So, that's what I would say is my piece of advice.
So, yeah, and you're correct.
It's not like a business chamber meeting. It's, you know, people are there. You are held accountable. You know, there is a strong ethics base and a really good support network to tap into as well.
Yeah, and you're 100% right. The common thread so far in the podcast we've done is you've got to put the time in to get referrals back. You know, the giver's gain. You know, that's the philosophy of BNI. But it is so true. You have to play a long game to a degree for those first 12 months, and, you know, really engage yourself and do those one-to-ones in your chapter and other chapters, so you can start to get some traction, don't you?
Exactly right. And I think, you know, that's where the mentor roles come into play, you know, making sure new members are welcomed in to a group and are supported along that way. Because, sometimes people say, I haven't got any work yet. And it's like, oh, have you reached out to anyone and had a one-to-one? Or, you know, what is it that you're doing? You know, and then people then start to see that it's not just about, you know, you don't get work straight away. You've got to build that trust and those foundations first. So, yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, back on Fiona. What's next for your business? Any new exciting projects got coming up?
I suppose I'm getting to the end of the year, so I'm sort of, you know, trying to see out my current sales. But I think we are sponsoring a few different. We will be sponsoring a school, so we've been invited to, I suppose, be a sponsor for one really big school on the coast, which we're really excited about. We're also having our business. Our launch for the new office, which is a little bit exciting. I think we will be in a stage of consolidating as well our systems, because you can't grow at the speed that we're growing without having the right systems in place and the right people. So for us, you know, Tanya will say the same thing. You know, our whole motto is getting people to experience the difference, and that's what we're about. So our goal is to make sure that we are recruiting staff that have the right mindset, and that, you know, our clientele are wanting to seek that point of difference. So I think, we will be growing. I would like to think that in the next 12 months I might have a sales associate working alongside me. But, they don't have to have a real estate background. I think anyone can be coached real estate. I think it's more important to have the ethics, the communication, the drive. All those other skills can be taught. So I think, people that, have been working in the same career for 20 years and are looking for a change, I think, that's kind of where we want to scope in at and have sort of like a maturity about our business and stay grounded to that why of who we are. We are a female boutique real estate agency, so it is a little bit different, but that's good. And we kind of want to just, there's enough work out there for everyone. It's just about finding your niche and staying in your lane sometimes. So and not being too worried about, what others are doing and just, I suppose, constantly learning and reflecting and, owning the mistakes that you've had along the way. I can't speak highly about that. And I know that, it's just, we're a big team, B and I, as I said before. And so, it's really exciting also to see people in my own chapter and other chapters really, really kicking goals. But I think, the power of B and I is not just professionally, I've learned some really good relationships, and I've had a bit of a tough year this year, and those relationships have really saved me, and I'm forever thankful for that. So, yeah.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah, I know. And, that's fantastic. So I guess, how do you see B&I working as your network evolves? Like, your business is going to grow, and you've already said it, but can you just give us a bit more insight on how you see B&I helping you out in the future?
Yeah, well, I mean, B&I's, it's helped us out from like refreshing our website to our marketing collateral, our office fit out. Sometimes, even recruiting staff is through people who know people. I think our credibility and our visibility is getting more powerful out there. So I think word of mouth is huge, particularly on the Sunshine Coast. Even being on Facebook members, often we're finding a lot of people in our group are getting referrals based solely on someone's personal experience. So, it is different from living in Sydney. I think up here it's still a really nice sort of smallish community, even though we're getting more and more population along the way. But I think B&I is it's about supporting people to grow and keep going along the way. And I think I'm still on a pretty learning journey, and Tanya will probably say we're pretty relatively new businesses. So I think our goal would be to making sure that all those systems are aligned, our website's fresh, and we've got all the right HR. Unfortunately, you need those HR things in place. So we're lucky that we've got lots of different contacts in B&I to make sure we've got the right policies and structure in place. So, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. All right, it's time for some parting words of wisdom. If you could share one piece of wisdom with our listeners, whether they're B&I members or not, what would it be?
I think consistency. Be consistent. Have a positive mindset. At the end of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day either. So just it's hard work out there if you are, looking to grow your business. And know that it takes time, but hard work and belief in yourself will pay off. I think for me, one thing that I am trying to do a lot more is self-care. Trying to take that time in the morning is what I do. Trying to get down to the beach with my dogs and just, take that moment to breathe in the fresh air and have a swim and feel the sand, on your feet, and just, all the sometimes the simple things in life are the most important. So just, in terms of B&I, don't underestimate the power of networking, and you'll only get out of it what you put in. So, yeah.
No, great. Yeah, no, that's fantastic words of wisdom. And look, we'll have to watch this podcast back in the middle of winter and revisit how you went to the beach this morning early for a swim in it, because it's nice and hot. So might be a good one.
Playing that ball in winter, that's where I'll be.
Oh, fantastic. Look, Fiona, it's been fantastic talking to you. I have known you on the coast for a little while, and it's been great to see your journey this year really evolved, and business is going well, and you're looking after yourself. How can listeners learn more about you and get in touch with you?
Yeah, so listeners can go to We Do Property website, or they can give me a direct call on my mobile, which is 0408 659 522. or come visit us at BNI Alliance. Come to us and have a meeting, or come visit us in our office in Buttram.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Fiona. It's been great. I was looking forward to doing this podcast, and you haven't disappointed. Some great words of wisdom there.
Oh, good, no, it's awesome. Obviously meeting people like Tony and developing those relationships. So, and thank you for all the work that you do in BNI too.
Yeah, no worries at all. We'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.